as you all know, this is the Prabhupada's pranam mantra. This is what we chant before starting our rounds, because Srila Prabhupada is our guru. And so we should always, we can't approach Krishna directly. There's a disciplic succession. If you read in the Bhagavad Gita introduction, in our Bhagavad Gita as it is, so the one that's written by Srila Prabhupada, if you read in that introduction, there's a whole line. So like at the end of the introduction, it's written that from Krishna, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was passed to Brahma, and then Narada Muni. So Narada Muni, as we've all read in Krishna book, Narada Muni comes out quite sometimes. It's not mentioned in the actual booklet, except when there's that pastime with the two trees, and then that pastime with the two trees, and then look where Manigriva come out. Yeah, Leah, you know that pastime? Yeah. Yeah, so there's that pastime, and then Krishna drags himself. So I think that's the only place where it's actually mentioned in your syllabus. But so Brahma gave the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita to Krishna, to Narada Muni. And Narada Muni gave it to Vyasadeva. And Vyasadeva is the person who has, I don't know if you know the story, but probably you do. So, like, the story that Vyasadeva was dictating, like just speaking, and then Ganesha, he was writing the Bhagavad Gita with his tooth, which is why he only has one tooth, like his tusk. So Vyasadeva is that person who's written all the Puranas and the Vedas, including the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita. He's written all these great literatures. So from this way, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is coming down to Srila Prabhupada. And just because of Srila Prabhupada, that's why we are getting it. That's why we are always saying this mantra before starting a class or before, chanting. So we can't approach Krishna directly because there's all this whole disciplic succession. You have to go from Prabhupada to his guru to his guru to his guru, and then slowly after I think there's 32 people in the line. Now there's probably like 33, 34, but they're not mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. So after you go through that 32 people, then you reach Krishna. So well, actually, because we can't chant, the pranam mantras of every single guru, it's too long. It will take like, I don't know, if it takes a minute to chant this mantra, they will take about half an hour to chant that. So just chanting our own Guru Maharaj's mantra is just enough. And because we're reading from Srila Prabhupada's version of Krishna book, your syllabus is actually coming from this big book. So your syllabus is a smaller version of this book, and the Bhagavad Gita as it is, that you're all reading. So your illustrated introduction is a few verses from that book, and these two books have been written by Srila Prabhupada. So which is why we offer our obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, and which is why he is our guru. So from guru we go to Krishna. Otherwise, without guru we cannot go to Krishna. So that's why we always chant this mantra before starting our lecture or chanting. So everyone can unmute and we can all recite together. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. And then if you go up the line in disciplic succession, which is that line which the Bhagavad Gita is coming down from, in that line Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also mentioned. as, I don't know, he's like the 25th, I think, maybe 24th. So Srila Prabhupada is 32nd, okay? 32nd person in the line. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is before him. He appeared 500 years ago. Srila Prabhupada came 125 years ago. Srila Prabhupada was born in 1896. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in 1486. So, you know, that's older than about 400 years older. So he's brought the chanting here, which is why we have to recite his mantra as well before chanting, before, you know, we chant or we give a lecture or something. Okay, so we can all unmute and we can recite together. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So after chanting all these two mantras, then you can you know, directly approach Krishna. So you have to go through Guru, and then you can approach Krishna. So, which is why we have this process of Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Radha Krishna.
Oh yeah, I know this one.
Okay, so we can all recite together. We recite 27 times. Everyone can unmute.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Everyone should chant very loudly, okay? So please, everyone chant loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
I
Hare,
muted. That's it.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama Hare
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Then we chant this mantra again. So everyone can unmute again and we can recite. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Okay, maybe I'll do the thing. I know it.
So we'll start reading our Krishna book for today. I was going to talk a bit on the importance of the holy name, but we've already gone a bit over time, so I'll just go straight into the Krishna. Alright, so currently we're doing the revision. So we've seen so far that Krishna's been he's appeared on the earth, and then this demon named Trinavarta is taken him away in the form of a whirlwind
Tornado.
here. Or a whirlwind is basically a hurricane or a tornado. So it's really big tornado there, and Trinavarta has appeared in that form and he's taking Krishna away. And then Krishna grabs his neck and strangles him so he dies. There were other reasons why he died, but this is one of the main reasons. So now we're up to this is what the vision of the universe. So many of you know this story. It's a very common story. Yes, Trisha? All right. So someone can start reading, and we'll read a few pages. Yeah, Leo, you can start reading.
Once when baby Krishna yawned, Mother Yashoda could see within his mouth the entire universal manifestation.
Yeah, so this, the universal manifestation is not only referring to, Earth or the Milky Way galaxy or our whole universe, because there's many universes. Actually, there's 14 planets if you go into deep. It's mentioned in second canto and fifth canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, everything. There's the hellish planets, and then there's the heavenly planets, and then above the heavenly planets is Goloka Vrindavan, that's where Krishna lives. So Krishna's world is even higher than heaven. So that's why we all aspire for going to Krishna Loka. So at the beginning you desire these things, that I want to go back to Godhead, I want to do this, I want to do I want to go to heavenly planets, or even I want to go back to Godhead. But then later, once you develop in bhakti, you start thinking that I only want to serve Krishna wherever possible. I don't care where I am. I can be sent to hell even, but if I can serve Krishna in hell, then that'll be fine. So Mother Yashoda, she saw everything, including, you see here, this is Mother Yashoda feeding Krishna with the cows. So she saw herself in the whole universe as well. Because Krishna is God, he can do anything. Leah, you can keep reading.
Okay. Krishna and Balaram would sometimes steal butter from the gopis' homes.
Yeah, it's a very common pastime. Yeah, keep reading.
One day, Krishna, having been interrupted in his business of sucking the breast, became very hungry. He entered a room and began to eat the freshly churned butter.
Do you know what pastime this is going to be now, Leo? You were just saying that you knew this pastime.
When Mother Yashoda was trying to find the butter stealer.
Yeah, and then what happens after that?
And then Mother Yashoda finds Krishna is the one stealing the butter.
Yeah, and then what does she do as punishment?
She ties Krishna to something. I don't remember what it is, but then Krishna was dragging it. Then he hit two trees, and then they got knocked over, and then two Brahmas came out.
Yeah, there were two demigods, actually, not two brahmanas, but good try. Yeah, so you basically did everything. That's you're right what you said. So what the next month that we are going to have, I think it starts on October 29th in 2 days or something. I don't really know exactly when it starts, but it's called the Kartik month or the Damodar month. There's two calendars. There's the the normal Hindu calendar, and then the Bengali calendar, the Gauraba calendar. So you have to get into details, but they're both the same basically, just with different names. So this is going to be a month where we worship this form of Krishna. So that's starting soon. It's a very auspicious month. It's the most auspicious month in the calendar. So I highly encourage you that in the in September, starting around September. So in September you should all try to chant at least 27 beads or however many you want to do. You should chant because it's very beneficial. 1,000 times more the benefit. Something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Dad's gonna read it.
Okay, so this is so this pastime we learned today, and then you can tell your friends because this is the whole meaning of the of the month. Okay, Leah, you can keep reading until the end of the pastime, and then Trisha, I'll give you a turn. Okay.
When Krishna and Balaram stole butter and disturbed the butter to the monkey, or distributed the butter to the monkeys.
Yeah.
Mother Yashoda chased them with a stick in hand.
Yeah. Like that.
As soon as Krishna saw his mother, he immediately ran away, and Mother Yashoda followed him. Krishna cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes were fearful.
Yeah, he was scared. His mom is going to, tie him up. You can see she started trying Krishna. So Krishna's scared. You know, when your mother gets angry at you, we're all scared.
Mother Yashoda caught Krishna and bound him to a grinding mortar.
Yes, it was a grinding mortar. What you were saying you didn't know. It was this. It was something that they used to like churn grains in the olden days. There used to be this thing, and still you can go to the spot where this pastime was done. I'm pretty sure it's in a place named Nandagaon, close to Vrindavan. Nandagaon and Gokul, somewhere like there. I keep going.
Krishna crawled with the mortar in the courtyard and pulled down the two Yamala Arjuna trees and delivered Nalakuvara and Manigriva.
Yeah, very good. So these two names, I'm giving you a hint. You should know these two names, especially the month that we are going to in. We are going to go into a very special month. So in the month of November, that's when around October, November, there's this very special month. I think I said September before, and I'm sorry I said September before. It's supposed to be November. Anyways, in November this year, this very special month is coming. So you should all know this story very well. Okay, I think that's the end of the story. Okay, it's not the end of the story. Alright. So basically you should know this, okay? Nalakovera and Manigriva. This will be in your test. I'm giving you a big hint right now. Okay, this is going to be the harder question. These are not very easy names to do. Lila, you did a very good job doing them, like pronouncing them. Keep going.
Nalakuvara and Manigriva were condemned by Narad Muni to become trees.
Yeah, so basically they were cursed, and there's a big story behind that. So that's why they were trees, and then Narad Muni had said that when Krishna comes, he will walk between the trees and he will break down the trees and you will go back to your planet. So that's why Krishna came through and he broke these trees. Okay, Trisha, you can start reading the next story. Yeah, from here. Yeah, one day Krishna took. Oh, we can't hear you, Trisha.
One day Krishna took some grain in his little palms and went to the vendor.
Yeah, vendor. It's basically like a shopkeeper. This in modern days, the shopkeeper in India still, they carry the big like the carts, and then they have the fruit and vegetables on there. So that's what a vendor is, basically a seller. In Australia, we don't have that, so whoever runs the shop, that's what a vendor is.
Listening.
And keep going. Keep going, Trisha. From here, you can go to exchange the goods.
To exchange the grain for fruit. On the way, almost all the grains fell from his palms. Only one or two grains remained. The fruit vendor, out of full adventures, accepted these grains to exchange for much fruit as Krishna could take.
Yeah, keep going.
Where?
From here, as soon as she
did this, her basket became filled with gold and jewels.
Yeah. So this is a very common story as well. You know, Krishna is a very small baby. He can't carry much grains. That time, you know, there wasn't any money. So someone used to like give something to get something else. So Krishna has seen his parents that my parents are exchanging this. They're exchanging the you know, this is how they're doing their you know, the exchangement of the fruits. This is how they're getting the fruits. So he got some grains, but he couldn't carry those grains in his hands. So they fell down while he was walking to the vendor. So this vendor was very like happy to see Krishna because Krishna is a very beautiful boy. He's God, so he's full of the six opulences, but I won't go into that. It's a bit off topic. Anyways, because she gave it to him with love, she didn't expect anything. She thought that she was only going to get like a few small grains. But instead, because she gave it to him with love, she got a whole basket full of jewels. So this means that if we worship Krishna, we're not going to lose anything. We're going to gain everything, much more. So if you want good grades, or if you want, you know, none of you probably right now, but if you want some good job in the future or something, and then you should all worship Krishna, because he will make sure that his devotees are never vanquished. That's what it's said in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna tells Arjuna that you tell everyone that my devotees never lose, basically. Okay, let's see who else is here. Hardik, you can read the next few pages.
Later, fearing the demons, the inhabitants of Gokula left Gokula and went to Vrindavan. There, Krishna killed Vatsasura and Bakasura.
Yeah, so Vatsasura was a calf demon. So he caught him up and threw him in the threw him away far. He caught his back legs and threw him away. That's how he died. And then, but Bakasura was Putna's brother. So Putna, Bakasura, and Agasura. We'll read about Agasura next. These three were siblings. And this is Bakasura. He was in the form of a bird, a heron.
You shouldn't have done that to my boy.
And also, Krishna went to Gokula. From Gokula, he went to Vrindavan because there were too many demons. So Nanda Maharaj's brothers said, "Let's go to Vrindavan." Okay, you can keep going, Hardik.
One day, Krishna wanted to enjoy a picnic lunch within the forest, and therefore he went out early into the forest with the other cowherd boys, accompanied by their respective groups of calves.
Keep going.
While they were enjoying their picnic, Agasura assumed the form of a python. Krishna's cowherd friends entered within the mouth of this gigantic python.
It was a very big python, almost like a cave. But you've got to know it was a python, okay? Not a cave. It was like a cave, but it was a python actually. So that might be a trick in the quiz, that it may have these options. That was it a cave, or was it a python, or was it another form, or was it a calf? But you've got to know that it's a python, and you've got to tick the correct answer. Okay? Then we'll see what happens. Keep going, Hardik.
As soon as Krishna entered within the demon's mouth, Krishna expanded his body to such an extent that the demon suffocated and died.
And that's how he died, okay? So, is Anaya also there with Trisha? Anaya, you can read this next few pages.
Okay.
Yeah, from Wild Krishna and his friends. I just unmute and then you can say.
Oh, yeah. While Krishna and his friends are enjoying their picnic, Lord Brahma,
Brahma.
the calves, and later stole the cow head boys.
So Lord Brahma, you know who Lord Brahma is? He's the creator of the universe. You know that person has 4 heads. There's a small picture of him back here, but you can't really see. He has 4 heads. I think you may have seen him. He has 3 heads actually. One was cut off, but you can say he has 4 heads. Is that demigod who has 4 heads? And you can keep reading, Anaya, from here, not finding the boys.
Because of this notes, but
From here, Anaya, not finding the boys.
Finding the boys in Krishna. His field does come to colors and boys.
Wait, what?
From here, your voice is breaking a little bit, but that's fine. We can still hear you.
As they were before.
Yeah. And keep going.
Of the cowherd boys came more attached to their respective.
Here's the first page of my research. Where may picture back
To their car.
So basically what Krishna did was that he expanded himself. There's not a photo here, but there's a very nice photo. I think I might find it quickly. There's a photo of Krishna expanding himself into the various incarnations. Here it is. If you see this photo. So this is Krishna. He's expanding himself into a different cowherd boys, this one. He expanded himself like that into different cowherd boys and cows, and because their parents now became the parents of Krishna, they loved him a lot more. They loved their sons a lot more because they didn't know that it's Krishna. They thought it was their sons.
Yeah.
But because it was actually Krishna, they loved him a lot. Okay,
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
the other way, you can read the next bit.
Okay. When full year had passed, Lord Brahma returned to saw that Krishna was still engaged in usual with his friends and with the calves.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Then Krishna inhabited to Brahma and all the calves and and cowherd boys as 4-armed form of Narayana.
Yes, this is the picture I was showing. So you see that Krishna, he's Vishnu. This is Vishnu's picture. Okay, Narayana is basically Vishnu. So you can see his cowherd boys are here. The cows are here. But who are they all actually? They're all Vishnu. They're all Krishna. They keep going, Yadavir.
Okay. See this Brahma was astonished, but he offered praise to Krishna.
Yeah. So Brahma took the cows away and the calves, okay, and then also the boys. So for 1 full year, there's a big, because Brahma's time goes very much quicker than, slower than our time. So when he went up there and he came back, it had been 1 year in our world. In his world, it had only been 1 moment. So that's a lot of philosophy over there, and if you want to know, you can go back into the recordings of my past lectures, or you can read Krishna book, but I'm not going to say that right now because we don't have any time. Okay, yeah, Yadavir, you can read this last part.
Okay. Brahma, can you please? Okay, and Brahma offered his obeisances to Krishna and begged for his
Forgiveness. Yeah. So Brahma was very sad that he had done this because, how I was saying at the start, disciplic succession, the Bhagavad Gita was passed down. So Krishna is actually Brahma's guru. Imagine if we said that to Srila Prabhupada that, oh, you're not my guru. You're someone. You're not someone. You haven't given us these books. Yeah, I'm not learning from you. So it's a bit like that. He tried to test his own guru, his own spiritual master, and then he realized I shouldn't have done that because then he started. He really prayed and he said sorry and he apologized. Okay, Hare Krishna. That's all for today. Are there any questions? Yes, Nikunj?
Balaram, how good, but what they ride it on the cow, so why can't they call them cowboys?
Oh, why did they call them cowhead boys?
Yeah.
Because they were going to graze the cows because they were taking care of the cows, those boys, and they ran as old as you actually. They're only 5 years old. But when they were 5, they actually knew how to they knew how to take care of the cows.
But why can't they call them cowboys?
You can also call them that, but cow herd means that they used to, herd the cows. They used to put the cows in a group and make sure they run away and stuff. So that's why they call cow herd boys. It's more formal language. So it's like more, precise. Like instead of saying like what or something, you say pardon. Sometimes it's a bit like that. Yes, Leo, do you have a question?
So when Krishna was exchanging with the vendor, could you also say trade?
Yeah, it was trade, yeah. Because that time there wasn't any money. Money is a very new invention. So 5,000 years ago, there was no such thing. So they just used to trade things to each other. Like if you wanted a bike, then you would trade your skateboard to that person for a bike. It would be like that basically. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. We start Bhagavad Gita now.
Hare Krishna, everyone. How are you? I'm starting very late. It may go up to 7:15. Is that okay? I hope so. Okay, because he took a bit longer, so I can't cover. Okay, so let's start quickly. So, in illustrated Bhagavad Gita, you'll see first this family tree. You don't have to memorize all these things like who is the father and who is son and everything. Okay, but just the main thing like there were these Kauravas were the sons of Dhritarashtra, right, and Gandhari. So they were 100, and this Pandu had these 2 wives, Kunti and Madri. So both of their sons were total 5 sons. Okay. And also Karna was Kunti's son, another son. So, but Pandavas, they are called Pandu's sons. They are 5 only. No, they are not 6. Okay. So Karna then went away and he became Shudra. He became the son of some other person. So he is no more in the Pandava group. So Pandavas are Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadev. And Dhritarashtra's. Yes, Arva, you want to say something?
Yes. In Mahabharata, there's Ganga, Putra Bhishma, and Karan. It's actually called Karan.
Karna.
Actually, Kunti, when she was before she got married to Pandu, she like someone gave her powers to call God, and then the God, she prayed to sun god, and then Karna, they gave her Karna. He had a big shield in his body.
Yeah, that's very true. That we discussed in the first lecture when maybe you were not present that time. So I discussed everything in very detail in the first session of this series, no? So I'm not going in so much of detail because we have only 2 classes and we have to cover everything in the illustrated Bhagavad Gita. So I am just going through the main points which are required for in general kids to understand. Like you are very well aware of the events and everything, so that's very good. But other kids, like I am talking about general kids and what they have to memorize. So for the quiz, it is just related to quiz we are preparing currently. So I'm not going into detail of everything, like from where Vichitra Virya came and why he didn't have any sons and what Vyasadeva did with these 2 women and all those things. So it becomes very complicated for children sometimes to grab. And for if you want to hear this full recording, no, you go to the maybe first or second class of it is there is a playlist in the YouTube, and maybe the second lesson, or yeah, I have to see first or second lesson. I described everything, so maybe you will be more interested in listening to that. So you can go and visit that if you, but you know already. Okay, good, very nice. Yes, Leo.
There's a shloka in the Bhagavad Gita of this. Isn't it 1.1?
Yes. So 1.1 we are not taking in this series, Illustrated Gita. So 1.1, this Dhritarashtra is asking, he's asking Sanjaya what happened at the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He's just asking. That is 1.1. Yes. All right. So basically this is like they are Dhritarashtra's sons are called the Kauravas, and Pandu's sons are called Pandavas, except of this Karna. These are all called Pandavas, and they got married to Draupadi, and then there are few more wives of Bhima, and okay, like that. And there is another dynasty. So this all came under Bharata dynasty. Okay, from there our country is named as Bharata. So from the king Bharata, very ancient king Bharata, from him came Kuru, King Kuru. So that is because of that the whole dynasty is called Kuru dynasty. So although they are Pandavas or Kauravas, they are all under Kuru dynasty. Okay. So not only Kauravas under Kuru dynasty, but also Pandavas are under Kuru dynasty. So then from the they got Shantanu and like Arava described everything. So yeah, so that's how you can read at your home all these things. It's very interesting actually. And then there was another dynasty, Vrishni dynasty. Okay, so in Vrishni dynasty, the king was Sursena. Okay, and Sursena had a daughter and a son, and other some daughters and sons also, but majorly Kunti and Vasudeva. So Kunti and Vasudeva are real brother sister. Okay, they are siblings. Okay, and so Kunti got married to Pandu, and they got Pandavas, and Vasudeva got married to Rohini and Devki, and some other wives also Vasudeva had. So Rohini begot Balram, and Devki gave birth to Krishna and Subhadra. Okay, so as we see, so Krishna and Pandu, they are cousins, right? Real cousins. Maternal aunt, she's Krishna's bua, right? So paternal, papa ka mummy, papa ki behan, right? Sister of his father. And for Pandu, Krishna was their mother's brother's son. Okay, so maternal brother, right? So like that. So from his mother's side. So that's how they are related to each other. Okay. So now there is a story behind, very deep, very nice to read, how this battle came into picture. Okay, they were all nicely, they were living very nicely, but then one wicked personality. Who was that wicked personality? Can anyone tell me? Because of that person, this whole if he would not be there, then everything would be very fine. Everyone was living very nicely. Yes, Yaduvir?
Was it Shakuni Mama?
Shakuni Manma, yes, because of him, and he provoked who?
Duryodhan.
Yeah.
Duryodhan and the Kauravas to fight against him.
Yes, from his birth he was a wicked. He was not actually provoked by Shakuni even. He was from birth, he was like that. He was very envious person. So it is always like that. Whenever somebody is envious, he gets destroyed always. The Krishna doesn't like the false ego, no? Like very proud people, he doesn't like. So Duryodhana was falsely proud of himself. So that's why all this Mahabharata came into picture. So Mahabharata, it was composed. Mahabharata is a epic, okay, and in that epic there is Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita has 700 shlokas, okay, and this Mahabharata was composed by Vyasadeva 5,000 years ago. Don't have to remember that when it was created and all this, but Bhagavad Gita has 700 shlokas, and it was like almost composed 5,000 years ago. Like after Krishna departed from this world, then Vyasadeva started writing this Mahabharata. So that was also, Krishna also took birth 5,000 years ago, and almost around that time only Mahabharata was also composed, written by Vyasadeva by the help of Lord Ganesha. And it was spoken by Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, and it was spoken to whom? Arjuna. Okay. So the Bhagavad Gita is the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. Okay. Not it is also a conversation between Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya, but they are just in the backstage, right? The main people are Krishna and Arjuna. They are just overhearing, like Dhritarashtra is trying to hear what is happening at the battlefield from Sanjaya. So Sanjaya is just a narrator, but actually the Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna, and it was spoken to Arjuna, because Arjuna was his devotee and friend. So Krishna always liked to explain the philosophy and how to live life to devotee, and devotee can understand Krishna very well. If you become a devotee or friend of Krishna, you can understand very easily Bhagavad Gita. But if most of us, we envy Krishna, right? Why Krishna only God? Why not we? So if we think like that, then we can't understand Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Yes, Yaduvir.
Mataji, I have a quick question about Mahabharata. The person who wrote Mahabharata, was it after or before Mahabharata? Was it after Mahabharata or before?
It was after Mahabharata he wrote.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So so here bit pictorial way it is shown. whatever we already explained. Okay? And so this is Krishna, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Kunti Mata, she knew that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Mahabharata, very few people knew that Krishna was Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like Arjuna, this 5 Pandavas, they were just like his friend or their cousin, but they couldn't understand. Even sometimes they would get misled by the other thoughts and everything. But Kunti Mata, another is Bhishma Deva, and one more person there is Akrura. So only few people knew that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Vidura was a very, very intelligent person. Vidur was, can anyone tell me who was Vidur? Yes, I know, Arva, you know many things. So Vidur was Dhritarashtra's brother, Pandu and Dhritarashtra's brother. So he was a Dasi Putra, like he was a housemaid, maid servant. So, but although he was a minister of Dhritarashtra, he was a maid servant. So that's why he was not given enthroned anytime. Like he was not eligible for the throne, royal throne. So, but Vidura was very much, he was very, very intelligent, and he was a great devotee of Krishna. So Vidura was also knew that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like if you can see that in our houses also we have Murti, right? Archa Vigraha of Krishna, deity of Krishna. But like how many of you really believe that he is Krishna himself? How many of you? Raise your hand. Do you really believe? Really? Oh, that's very great. That's very great. Okay, very good. Very nice to hear. Very nice to see this. Okay. Otherwise, all the elder people, no, they think, okay, yeah, he's just a deity. He doesn't need any food. Sometimes we go outside, we eat outside in the restaurants and everything. We forget to feed Krishna, right, at our home. So this is Duryodhana nature, okay? Because we don't believe in Krishna. Duryodhana also we didn't believe in Krishna. He said, okay, fine, he's there. Like he is not a big personality. He's just a cowherd boy. Duryodhana believed like that. But so at the time of Mahabharata, when Krishna was personally there, that time also many, very less people knew that Krishna is Supreme Personality. Even Duryodhana, once he tried to trap Krishna. He tried to like tie Krishna with the ropes. So, but then Krishna showed his universal form. And still Duryodhana was never wanted to believe that Krishna is Supreme Personality of God. So that's why, and Krishna, here it is shown that Krishna also went with the proposal of peace to Duryodhana once, but then Duryodhana tried to tie him, and then Krishna showed him a universal form, and then he said that now the battle is for sure, it will be there. So here you can see, returning from exile, Pandavas requested kingdom bluntly. When Pandavas said to Duryodhana, after they went to exile, after this gambling match happened, and this Draupadi was disturbed, and then they went for the exile for 13 years. After coming back, Pandavas along with Krishna, they went to Duryodhana and they asked, just give us 5 villages. 5 people are there, five Pandavas, 5 villages, because they were Kshatriyas. They can't just beg and leave their life. So they were asking just 5 villages. But Duryodhana said that I can't give you a land which covers a pinpoint. Okay, this much of land also I can't give you. So then Krishna said that if you can't give this Pandavas even this much of land, then war is now inevitable. So you have to fight with us, and we have to. So see, this is the nature of a devotee. Okay. or Krishna even, that as much as possible, they are trying to settle the situation, right? But if the opposite party is not ready to move a bit, even they are not even shaking a bit, they don't want to give anything, then we have to fight. Okay, it's never said in for the devotees that you don't have to pick up the weapons, you can't fight, you have to remain very meek and humble. This is very old fashioned thoughts. Okay, devotees are never like that. Devotees, if there is anything like in two cases, like if somebody is saying wrong words about Krishna, okay, or if somebody is talking the way which is adharma, like not religious practice, like meat eating, right? You have to speak against meat eating. You can't just sit mum. Okay, so where there is a non-religious practices or something going against Krishna, who is talking against Krishna, so then we have to fight. So this is how Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, that you have to do your duty, you have to fight. Okay, so this is how the battlefield and battle, Kurukshetra, big battle, that like a greatest battle of Kurukshetra came into picture. Any questions, Eva, Trisha, or it's from the previous time? No questions? Okay. Okay, so let's move to actual verses. Okay, we have very less time. Today we will cover 2-3 verses, and then next time we'll do some more verses. Okay, so you can read this, please, at your home. You try to read, or if you don't know how to read, or if it's difficult to read, ask your parents. It's just 2 pages. Okay, setting the scene. It's very extremely interesting. Your parents also would love to read this. Okay, so sit with your parents. If you don't understand, ask them and read it. Okay, please read. Okay, before going to bed, you can read and you will feel very good. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita verses, let's start the first verse. Okay. Okay, let's read it together. You can unmute yourself. Dehinosmin yatha dehe. Kaumaram yauvanam jara. Tatha dehantara praptir. Read properly, Trisha. Tatha dehantara praptir. I suppose you all know how to read English, right? See, these are the verses spoken by Krishna. Okay, you can't just speak anyhow, like whatever you like. Okay, you can't. This is insult to Krishna. Okay, read it very nicely and try to recite very sincerely, nicely, with all your love for Krishna. Okay, this is a prayer. You can't just bluff. Okay, tatha dehantara praptir. Dhiras tatra namuhyati. Very good. Okay, so we are concerned more about the translation. Okay, all right, let us read. As the embodied soul continuously passes. Okay, let me finish this, then I will answer. Okay, Yadvir. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. Okay, so the soul is eternal. Okay, it never dies, but body dies. So soul does what? It is passing from one body to another body. Just like in the classroom, we sit on one bench one day, right? On the next day, we might sit on the other bench, right? Or after 7 days, we might sit on the other bench, right? Other seat, like our teachers, they try to change our sitting positions, right? Sitting arrangement. So in the same way, the soul remains the same, but he changes bodies, okay? From one body to another body, another to another. So when it gets old or useless, the body, when it becomes very perish and very old, not usable, then the soul thinks, okay, fine, I'll go into another body. The soul similarly passes into another body at that. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So just like there is a day and there is night, then again day and night. The same way, the soul, it is a continuous process. The soul is never uh, sitting at one place. It always is very active. Soul is very active. Okay. So when the body dies, soul goes away and it goes into another body. Okay. So it might be human, it might be animal. But as a devotee, if you are a devotee, okay, there are full chances that you will get the next body as human. Okay, because Krishna gives you chance to worship him again. Okay, because when we pass away from this world, our devotion will remain in the middle, right? Like in the halfway, we might just leave. Okay, so what will happen to our devotion? Then Krishna will give us another human body. Okay, so that we can finish our devotion. If we have finished if we have completed our devotion up to 5%, then in the next life we can start from 6%. You understand percentage, right? So if we have performed a bit of it, then we'll get chance to perform next step in the next life, right? You all must have done very nice job in your last birth. That's why you are listening to Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, you can see many of the Australian children, they are just playing outside. They are not even bothered about it, right? So there is some pious activities. That's why you are here. Okay. So Krishna always, he's sitting in our heart. Krishna sits in our heart as a super soul. And he sees everything. Okay, fine. This guy is doing that. This guy is likes this. Let me give him this. And he will be more happier. Okay, so here you can see. So can anyone explain this to me? Arva, you explain. Arva, you are there?
There's a baby in a tummy,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a baby going to a toddler,
Mm-hmm.
then going to school,
Mm-hmm.
then going to high school, then being an adult,
Yeah.
almost becoming an adult, then being a fully adult.
Yeah.
Then they're like very old,
Old. Yeah.
and they get older and they can't really walk anymore.
Yes.
And there's a skeleton, and then the soul passes.
Yeah, into another body. Maybe the next time it will be a man body, right? It was a female body previously. Then it might be a man body then afterwards in the next life, right? So male body and female body or any animal body like that. Okay. So because the soul never dies, soul just keeps on. Okay. Okay. The soul changes body in this life and at that. Bhishma and Dronacharya will get new and better bodies after the battle. So it's about the Bhagavad Gita, it is written. The change of the body is not the soul changing, because the soul doesn't change. We know that it is always an individual. Here, Krishna, the super soul, is instructing Arjuna, the Jiva soul. Okay, so Krishna is saying this to Arjuna, that you should not be very much worried about Bhishma or Dronacharya. Just do your duty, and your duty is to fight and kill them, because they are taking part of Duryodhana, which is not acceptable. Bhishma and Dronacharya went to there, but then Arjuna was saying that Bhishma and Dronacharya, they are all my elders. Dronacharya is my teacher. Bhishma is my great grandfather, great grandsire, right? So how can I kill them? It's not possible. So then Krishna said that it's your duty because you are a Kshatriya, you are an administrative class. You have to fight. And for the religious practices, you have to fight because they are supporting irreligion and they are supporting Duryodhana. So in that case, you have to. Okay, we'll do this one and then we'll start reciting 10.11. Okay. Okay. Matra sparshastu kaunteya.
Matra sparshasta kaunteya.
Sitoshna sukha dukkada.
Sitoshna
Everyone can recite.
sukha dukkadaha.
Agama paino nityas.
Agama payino
Agamaya paino no nityas.
Titikshasva bharata.
Tashatikshasva bharata.
Very good. Translation. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer season. So sometimes we get happiness and sometimes we get distress. They are just like summer and winter season. They arise from sense perception. Okay, because we have the senses, we have feelings, right? Every one of us has feelings, willings, some desires. Because of that, this happens. We become sad, we become happy, right? O son of Bharata, it is a representation of consciousness. A dull matter. If you see this table or chair, would they feel happy or painful? If you take a big stick and you hit the table, will it get hurt? No, because it doesn't. It is a non-movable thing. It doesn't have any consciousness inside, but we are conscious beings. So we have this pain, pleasure, happiness, distress, right? So this is called duality. Okay, duality. That after we achieve something, we are out to get the failure, right? Sometimes we get success, sometimes we get failure, sometimes we get happiness, sometimes we get distress, sometimes we feel hot, sometimes we feel cold. Okay, so this comes out of our sense perception, how our senses are feeling. That's why a devotee, if you become if you chant very nicely, if you become a very nice devotee, you will never feel all these things. You will be above it, just like Krishna. Krishna doesn't feel happy, painful, like that. Krishna is just steady. He's always smiling, pleasantly smiling, right? In all the situations. Have you seen Krishna crying? No, he never cries. So if we become devotee of Krishna and if we become nice devotees, then we can also come out of this. We don't get so much elated when we get success, and we don't get very much depressed when we get failure. We become very stable if we become nice devotee and we chant very nicely. Okay, so this is just like summer and winter seasons. So we have to. So Krishna is saying to Arjuna that, oh Bharata, and Arjuna is said Bharata because he is from the Bharata dynasty, isn't it? We saw. So one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Okay. Yes, Arva. You don't have to say. Okay. All right. So here, okay, you explain this. Who wants to explain this picture? I already said. Yes, Yaduvir, you can.
This picture talks about that sometimes we may get emotional by changing, by becoming happy or becoming sad, becoming angry or becoming not depressed is not the word, but laughing.
Yeah. Yes.
become happy. Like it lists boys and girls becoming happy and they are both are crying. And it also talks about someone is and it also talks about the picture also talks about there are some trees and leaves, which means that I think so I believe it's a happy tree. And this is like it's sad because there are no leaves and there's no charm or any color in them.
But actually what it says, after this the same tree, after some time it becomes like this, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And the same boy, they are happy. And now see, this girl and this girl, they are all same. Someday they are very happy, they are sad. So this is like a cycle. Okay, after sadness happiness comes, after happiness sadness comes. Okay.
Okay.
And this is a picture of a Vaishnava. Okay, so a Krishna's devotee, he doesn't have to go through all this. He is always very stable minded. Okay, he doesn't cry, he doesn't laugh so much, but he's very composed. Okay, because he always chants Krishna's name. When doing our duty, we have to tolerate difficulties. For example, one should bathe early every morning, even in the winter, and cook every day, even in the summer. So Arjuna must fight this religious war, even though his enemies are his relatives. Krishna calls Arjuna Kaunteya to show that mother's great family. His mother's great family is who? Krishna's family, Vishnu family, right? And Bharata to show his father's great family. So his father is from Bharata dynasty, and Arjuna's mother is from Vishnu dynasty, right? Just like Krishna's. So Krishna's father and Arjuna's mother, Kunti and Vasudev, they are real brother sister, right? So that's how he's saying that Krishna is saying, oh, you are from my dynasty only. Your mother is from my dynasty, my Vanshan. You understand dynasty, no? Like from my same elders we have. So we just like I am so much calm and composed. So you should also be like this. You should not get bewildered. When one has an exalted family, it gives one greater responsibility to do his duty. Okay. So, okay. This one.
Mataji,
Yes.
I have to leave the class because I have an event
Yes,
at
you
school.
you can leave, yes, because I'm also going to I will teach this next time, and we are just learning 10.11, so that one you can do at home, that's okay. So you are not going to miss anything. We'll do this next time.
Okay, Mataji.
We are late. Thank you for your
Thank you.
participation. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start with 10.11 quickly, and then we'll just 5 minutes we'll do that, and we'll cut short the class. We'll just conclude the class. Okay. All right. Trisha, you want to speak and recite this one verse? Okay. Who would like to recite? And why you people haven't sent your videos still? 10.11. Nobody sending. Okay. In this week, you please send. Okay. Okay, Arwa and Leo. You can both recite together. Teshamevanukampartham.
Tesham evamakampartham.
Evanu. Tesham evanukampartham.
Tesham evanukampartham.
Nu, na. Evanu. Okay. Tesham evanukampartham.
Tesham evanukampartham.
Very good. Okay. Aham agnana jantamaha.
Aham
Agnanajantamah.
Good. Nashayami atma bhavas ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
okay तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम्
तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थम्
अहम् अज्ञानजन्तमः
अहम् अज्ञायजन्तमः
नाशयामि आत्मभावस्थो
नाशयामि
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
okay third time last time okay तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम्
तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थम्
अहम् अज्ञानजन्तमः
अहम् अज्ञायजन्तमः
नाशयामि आत्मभावस्थो
नाशयामि भावस्थो
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
okay to show okay do you find it all right now or it's difficult still? It's good. Okay, so you all have to send the recordings. Okay, translation: to show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So like in the previous verses we saw that a person who knows that Krishna is the source of everything, he will start worshipping him, Krishna, right? And he will also preach about Krishna to others, isn't it? And then Krishna will give them intelligence by which they can go back to Krishna, right? We saw in the 10.11 that Krishna gives us intelligence. So, and then what he does? Next step, what Krishna does? By dwelling in his heart, that person's heart, he will destroy all his ignorance. Like you have seen that Prabhupada destroyed the ignorance of lots of hippie people, like the people who were always in the meat eating business or cigarette smoking and drinking alcohol. Those kind of people, they got so elevated, they started chanting Krishna's name. So this is Krishna's magic. So Krishna dwelling in our heart, dwelling in our heart, he destroys all our ignorance, okay, with the shining lamp of knowledge. How we get knowledge? Can anyone tell me how we'll get knowledge? How Krishna will give us knowledge? By sitting in our heart. Yes, you can answer one by one. Yes, Arva, you start.
Like when you learn Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, learning Bhagavad Gita. Yes, good. Leo?
Getting taught about Krishna.
Yes, that's good. Yaduvir? All answers are correct. Yes.
By reading, we can get all of this valid information by reading Bhagavad Gita and listening to Krishna stories.
Yes, yes. All these are correct. But main thing you forgot. Yes, Arva?
Watching Mahabharata and seeing how everyone does it.
That is also good, but that is similar, isn't it? So main thing is chanting. Okay. When you chant with your heart, when you chant Krishna's name, like call out for Krishna's mercy with all your strength and with all your enthusiasm. Okay. That time Krishna actually appears in your heart. Otherwise, he is just sitting as such, just like this table and chair, they are there. They don't speak, right? Krishna also in our heart, he never speaks. But when we start chanting with all our heart, nicely Krishna's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Whenever you are chanting this name, try to hear what you are reciting, okay? And you can see the presence of Krishna. And if possible, if you, I think you all have deities at your home, right? Krishna, chote chote laddu gopal. Maybe most of you are having, right? So sit in front of picture of Krishna or sit in front of the deity Krishna. Just don't sit on the bed and chant. Yeah, like that, Krishna will not come. It's your actual conversation with Krishna. You are conversing with Krishna, okay? So if you chant like that, then Krishna will really appear in your heart. And then what he will start doing? He will clean your heart. He will clean your mind from inside. He will dry all the dusting things inside. You know, in Diwali, we clean whole house like your mothers might be doing, or in India, back in India, we do that, right? In Diwali. So in the same way, just like we clean our house to reside nicely, so Krishna also, when we chant, he starts cleaning our mind, our thoughts, our willings, our feelings, everything. And he destroys our ignorance. Slowly, you might have seen that when you chant Krishna's name, you might have stopped doing all the ignorant things like sleeping for too much hours or talking nonsense, right? Can you share, can you all share for just 2 minutes we can take, and can you all share what benefit you get from the chanting? What ignorance you have left, what ignorance you had and what you left? Yes, Leo.
Good.
Some ignorance we all have, right? And we left that because of chanting.
I started chanting, then I got better in my basketball career.
Yeah, that is good. But what bad thing you were doing? Like, not, it was not so fruitive. No, not so fructifying. And then you thought, okay, this is not good. I'll not do that. It's not giving me any taste. Like, I know Rohin left his chocolate. Okay, he was a big fan of chocolates, but he left it. He said it's of no, like, it doesn't taste so well. So he started eating Indian sweets more. So like that. So what did you leave? Like the inferior things we will leave by chanting nicely. We might just leave inferior things which are not so much of that pleasure. It doesn't give us, our soul, that much of pleasure. Like playing video games for hours, some people, but then they leave it after chanting. They say, okay, yeah, it's not giving that much of pleasure. Yes, Arva, you want to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
So one day I was like really sad, so I was trying to ignore one of my friends at school.
Uh-huh.
Then I did a bit of chanting, then it made me feel better, but I didn't stop ignoring them.
Oh yeah, that happens. Yeah, slowly it will come. Yeah, very good change. Yeah, you will find a lot of change in yourself. Like I told you, I was very much fearful. I left my fear. Was very fearful. Yeah, Yaduvir.
Mataji, I used to sleep late, like wake up at 12, not 12, like 11 or 12-ish time. Then I left it by waking up at 10 or 9. I think so that's a good,
Yeah, and you are waking up early in the morning.
good time to wake up. Yeah, a little bit earlier than like 10 and 11. I'm waking up at like 9 or 10.
This is a good lesson for all the Indian people. Very good. Extremely nice. I'm so happy to hear this. Yeah. Rohin is also a big fan of staying awake till late night and then waking up late. But then slowly he's trying. So I'm very happy for you, Yaduvir, Rohin.
That's
good. Yes, Arwa, Leo, you want to say again something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like one day I went on an excursion
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to get a partner.
Mm.
Then my
Mm.
friends are being so rude to me.
Mm.
I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah.
Anyone to go with.
Yeah.
So,
People are like that. Yeah. Mm.
so I tried
Mm.
and then I found one.
Mm. You tried and then you found one. Very good. Mm. Yes. Yes. Sometimes we also withdraw ourselves from mixing up in the group or some people like that. It's our own false ego. Sometimes we think that, oh, maybe this person, they will not include me in their group, but that's a wrong thing. We should just go and try to talk to them, right? They are not that bad, isn't it? Sometimes it's just we feel like that. It happens with me also. Good sharing, Arva. Nice. Yes, Leo.
I started sleeping at 10 and waking up at 8.
Mm.
But now I sleep at 9 and now I
Mm.
wake up at 7.
7. Great. So if you chant more, then your sleep hours will also bit reduce. Previously, people sleep for 11 hours, 12 hours, some people. But then they start chanting, they suddenly start waking up earlier than what they are like. They sleep for lesser hours, 8 or 7 hours sometimes. And they feel very good, fresh. That's not required so much of sleep, isn't it? Yeah. So we can come out of our ignorance, okay? Every one of us has gone through all these phases, and including me, everyone. So and chanting will also sharpen your memory power. You can achieve very great grades in your studies. I have seen lots of devotee kids, they are doctors, big engineers, great doctors, like specialist. Okay, so you can become anything you like. That makes you very, very powerful. But don't chant all the time. You have to spare some time for the studies also. Then only you can get good grades, right? So at this stage, you have to think how much you have to chant, but you have to mainly as a student, you have to give some more time to studies, okay, so that you can get good grades. Otherwise, nobody will listen to you. Okay, you should be in good position when you are when you are older, when you are at your parents' age. You should be earning money very nicely. You should be maintaining your family very nicely, right? Then only you can do devotion. Otherwise, if you don't get good job, good things, then yeah, you can't do even devotion. Okay? So that's required. Okay. Yes. Yeah, Arva, you want to say something? Sorry.
I forgot.
Yeah, that's fine. Very nice, sweet of you all. Okay, bye. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. If you have any questions, you don't hesitate to write in the group, okay? I can give you answer there also. Or write me a personal message, okay? Ask your mom to write a personal message. Yes, Yadugir.
Mataji, can you please also re-record the voice again, because it's really hard to find it in the WhatsApp group because you're sending a lot of messages. That's why.
Yeah, other messages. Yeah. Sure, I'll send it again. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Bye.
That's
Hare
gonna help
Krishna.
me.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.